let's rewind back to June of 2024. Cory sends me a screenshot through a hunting app that he uses called On X. And basically, just so people understand the context, if you go hunting and you're moving about through land, you can reference like a parcel map to see who owns it and see if you're on like maybe open territory. I'm not a hunter, so I don't know the correct verbiage here. Or if you're on private land. And so this is how he obtained this screenshot. And so he sends me a border parcel that's in the Boulevard Jacumba area, which is east of downtown San Diego. And it says Dior Sunset Foundation. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, what's Dior Sunset Foundation? And so I start looking into this foundation, and they're out of Los Angeles County, like Compton area. And they work with kids, like inner city kids. I'm like, okay, that's interesting. So an organization from LA owns border property. That's a little random to me, but what do I know? And so as I'm looking into this foundation, somehow I run across a CBS 8 news article from a few months prior where our local San Diego media reported that this actual parcel is owned by Fahim Muhammad. And we come to find out, which Cory shared on your podcast, and that clip has gone viral, which is really cool to see how it resonated with people. But we see in that newscast that is P Diddy's head of security. And he's featured in the Rodney Jones lawsuit as someone who can make people and problems disappear. And all of this information, I will continue to say, is in my Twitter thread, and it is on public record. So to me, it's a little red flag that people working with kids from Los Angeles County owns border property, because it feels very detached. Mm-hmm. It's super far away. You're out in the desert. You've stood on that property, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you've actually been on the property we're discussing. And so did Cory tell you this is where the cartels are directing people to cross illegally?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you saw that our border fence ends at the boulders.
Yes.
And there's a gap where you can just crawl through.
Yes.
Like you're on a hike, right? No big deal. Okay, so...
Or you can jump over the fence from one boulder to another.
Oh, yeah. It's like a very easy...
Very easy.
Yes. And then I think, did Cory also say on your podcast that these coordinates... He's in global chats where he's following information, and globally, in at least 2 different countries he's identified, they are giving the coordinates of that parcel and telling people to cross through at that point. Okay, so again, you have Foundation who owns this based on San Diego property tax records. The media told us that Fahim Muhammad bought his teenage son some property for his birthday. But Fahim is nowhere on any public documents that I could find that would legally hold up. So I could give CBS 8 News benefit of the doubt, okay, you are just sharing what seems like a feel-good story, or you've been told to misdirect people. But in all the reports on this clip, even I think Good Morning America, the story went national, with Fahim as a feel-good story where he buys his son land, and they are saying they basically have pulled it from something P Diddy shared in his stories, where he's sharing that Fahim did this.
Why did they report this in the first place? Was this a breaking news? No one knows who Fahid is.
Yeah, not many. I don't think many people know who Fahim is until this year.
Yeah.
And we'll discuss more on him. Yeah, so that to me is my question. At every point that I start researching to find information, the evidence brings up so many more questions. And then it just kind of, the story just like exploded into all these different directions.